Yo, welcome to Putty and Paint. Today we're going to be discussing the do's and don'ts of roofing your own home. So it's been about 2 months since we started this endeavor of replacing our own roof. First start with why we did it, okay? And the biggest reason and pretty much the main reason was the cost. The cost was a big factor as to why we decided to go ahead and try to do this ourselves, right? I got 3 quotes and they spanned from $25,000 to $28,000. Now, I know good and well if you went back pre-COVID, this would have cost anywhere between $8,000 and $9,000 before all the prices went all kooky dukes like they have, right? And so the main factor was the financial aspect of it. So to break that down, after getting quoted the $28,000, I said, okay, there's got to be a better way. So I called a family friend who roofs, and I said, hey, how can I get material to my house to do this myself? He came over and got measurements and gave me a material list, and I called my local distributor and they quoted me $5,900 for all the material, $5,900. And so I said, let's do it. And then they charged $100 for delivery. And if any of you have ever picked up a bundle of shingles and carried them up a ladder, you know $100 for rooftop delivery is not a question. It's like, how can you not, right? And so I pulled the trigger. I was like, let's do this. So I called up all my family, friends, whoever I knew who could help. I said, hey, can you guys come in? And they all came through. That is the backstory as to why we chose to do this. So now as to the do's and don'ts. I've roofed roofs before. Sheds primarily, right? Sheds, chicken coops, you know, I've done some degree of mild roofing. I did have the big issue of the patio. And I asked the family friend, hey, can you help me? How much would you charge me to do roll-on? How much would you charge me to come in and tackle my patio for me? Which, luckily for me, he specialized in, right? That was his deal. He did roofs for patios. And so he's like, yeah, hey, quick deal. He says $500. And I mean, to me, $500, I mean, let's do it. I'm not going to risk. I've already done this patio. And it leaked before. I thought I can do it, and it leaked. And it leaked right behind there, on the other side, actually. And it went right around, dripped, went down, fried my TV, leaked every winter for 2 winters. And I was like, okay, this is not working. We got to get this addressed. Yeah, before it starts leaking in the house, right? So the main part that I couldn't get after was this right here. So I needed to square this away. And so once we did, I said, cool, I will do the rest and let's do it, right? I'm gonna break down the do's and don'ts that I learned in my vast experience of doing one big residential roof, right? So here's do number 1, right? The first thing, the most important thing, is have a good trailer. If you have to rent a trailer, a dump trailer, not a trailer, a dump trailer, because my trailer is still sitting right over there full of shingles because I don't want to go and empty that sucker. It's going to be an all-day job over there at the dump, emptying that thing. There's so much of it. So number 1, do rent a trailer for the weekend while you strip all this off, and that way you can go and take it, press that little button and dump it, okay? Totally worth the expense. I mean, even if you think about that in terms of your time, right? Is your time worth spending 8 hours emptying a trailer or 6 hours emptying a trailer? You know what I mean? It's not worth it. It's so, you know, $400 or $500 to rent a trailer on a weekend. If you can't, and you have a regular trailer, dude, I mean, it is what it is, right? But if you can, I highly suggest it. A big don't throw your shingles on the ground. I'm still 2 months later picking up bits of shingles here and there that fell on the ground. Don't throw the shingles on the ground. That is such a mistake. Put them in a trash can, carry them over to the trailer off the side and dump them, dude. It makes such finite mess with the paper as it comes off, and it's everywhere. It's been 2 months, and I'm pretty quick on cleaning up my yards, and I have just been on it repeatedly, cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, and they're still there. So the first don't throw your shingles on the ground, okay? Second, if you can, get nail guns, wireless nail guns. If you have an air compressor, cool, it is what it is, but a wireless nail gun, a battery powered nail gun, let's say you have, you know, either DeWalt or Milwaukee, and you have excess batteries, 3 or 4 good batteries, and you pick up a nail gun, that is a game changer. Especially the Milwaukee one, the new one. I mean, I know it's like $200-300, but I mean, totally worth it as far as, you know, getting down. And I mean, if you're at the end of your line there and you're having to nail by hand 10,000 nails, I mean, definitely a value worth getting, because I don't think the box cost but like $76 for a box of nails, and I never finished one full box on my roof, and it's 1,500 square feet. So it's definitely a do, is get a nail gun of some capacity. I don't know if they sell cheaper versions of like Harbor Freight, but I got myself I think 2 or 3 of the DeWalt nail guns. I already had one, so I picked up another one. I think it was just another one. I have 2. So I picked up another one, and it was totally worth it. It was me and one of my buddies or my cousins, they got off of it after it, and it cut our time down a lot, versus also dragging a hose around the edge of your roof by the fascia will damage you know, if you put new shingles on there, right, and you're dragging a hose, it will damage it. So having a cordless nail gun, big do. If you can, do it. I highly advise it. A don't. If you question in the slightest bit the integrity of the plywood you're working on, do not let it go. Replace it. I know it seems like it's such a pain in the butt. It's you know, it's going to be difficult. I don't know what. No. I had 2 spots that I had to end up spray painting with black spray paint, because we all collectively almost fell through there. And it was not that it was rotten, but it was just old plywood, right? So if you have any spots in question that are just weak, that means you're going to go put shingles on top of a weak roof. Don't do it. Get a couple pieces of plywood. Those sheets of plywood are like $30 for half inch. Just replace it, and it'll add to the length of your roof, right? The lifetime of your roof. That is something that you absolutely should do. Don't number 2. Now, if you've already decided to do this isn't a question, right? But this is more of a gear towards your confidence, right? If you're looking at your roof and you're thinking to yourself, I can do this, but then you get to something like the air conditioner, like me, I was like, how do I do this? This is, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. And you know what? One of our buddies, man, he just, nope, all you gotta do is shimmy up this side with a block of wood. Believe it or not, I was able to move it up on one side, get it up on a block of wood, work it down, and that's all we did. We went right underneath that sucker, right on all the way up and around the plenum, all with blocks of wood. I mean, it was nothing. Now, this unit in particular is a new unit. We did just have that put on. The other one I can move easily, just me. This one here is 600 pounds. So it's, you know what I mean? But don't be intimidated by it, dude. I mean, literally moved. So what we did was we kept the lags in the front intact. Removed the lags in the front and propped it up. Worked it up, got all the shingles out from underneath there, got paper underneath it, and then worked it up with the shingles, right? Then we reattached. Now, our friend there, he put a bit of folded shingle underneath the landing, underneath the stage there. See, I need to finish this. I haven't finished it yet, so my heat pump is freaking leaking water everywhere. But anyway, this right here will keep the dust out from behind it. That's what you want. Right? You want the water to freely flow underneath it, because that had so much damn dirt buildup behind the old one because it didn't have that. That right there will save you in the long run, because we had a spot in the corner back there that was starting to rot that we had to fix. And it was because this would pool up with water from the dirt that had built up, and there was so much dirt that had built up in there. And now it has the ability to flow freely underneath it and not cause any issues. God, I gotta get that done. So I'm gonna run that from there straight across to there, and that way it drains off. I just haven't gotten up here and done it already. And it's crazy how fast the paint already chipped off of that thing. That's a damn shame right there. I gotta redo that. Anyway, that is a major do when it comes to your air conditioner. Prop it up. Save it from future problems. All right, another don't. One thing you don't want to do is underestimate the amount of time this is going to take you, okay? I had seven guys over here helping me peel this off. If you get anything less than that, I mean, it took us half of one day to rip these shingles off. But if I didn't have that, if I had 2 or 3 guys, I would have been up here for at least a day and a half of just tearing this off. Never mind the 3 or 4 days it took beyond that just to finish the roof, right? And it's, you know, it was a 2-man show after that, or occasionally a 3-man show, or every once in a great moon I'd had an extra one in there. But it was underestimating the amount of time that this would take, because of the roofs that I've done previously went so quick because they were little tiny things. All of a sudden you're roofing something with hips and valleys and what have you, that you're not thinking time, okay? So if you do it, you need to do it in a manner where you can have the available resources to help you out and the time. If you think it's going to take you 2 days, double it. It's going to take 4 or 5, okay? Don't underestimate the amount of time this is going to take, because if you're DIYing this, you're not an expert. I am not an expert, all right? So you're going to take a lot longer. I know we've all seen those videos of those guys who can frickin' tear a roof off by 8 a.m. in the morning. They just started 2 hours earlier. No, you can't. So don't underestimate the time. All right, a do. Now this one is very important, and I had no clue about this, okay? Temperature. Temperature is a big deal, okay? If you can hold off on doing your roof till spring or fall, when the weather is cooler, I'm talking like highs in the 70s, you know, maybe 80s, that's what you do, okay? We did ours smack dab in the middle of summer. Dude, it was getting up to 110. So our problem there is we couldn't work past like 11 o'clock. Okay, that's why, again, that goes back into that time thing. We couldn't work past 11 o'clock because if we stepped on the shingles when they were that hot, they would start to tear up. They would start to fall apart and get all janky. And so we would have to stop, and then we would pick it back up at like 6 o'clock. And so that right there is such an important deal, that doing the roof, do it in freaking spring or in fall. And also make sure you're checking out your weather before you start, you know, ripping the roof off of your house, that your weather is clear for a week, right? At least a week. I wouldn't go any shorter than that. Oh, it's going to rain in 4 days. Nah. Oh, it's going to rain in 7 days. You might be all right there, but no. Yeah, definitely check out the weather. And my final don't. If you have any kind of reservations whether or not you can complete this project, don't do it. Don't do it. Save up your cash and pay someone to do it, because it is not for the faint of heart. It is very difficult. Hats off to all you roofers out there who can ball out and get this done that quick, 1 day, 2 days. You guys are awesome, and you deserve every dollar you get. If you have those reservations, you can't and shouldn't do it, because it is not easy, and you don't want to have half a roof done and give up, right? You can't do that. It's not an option. So if you have any kind of reservations, take my word for it, it is very hard. It was the hardest freaking 4 days ever for me, and it could very well be for you too. Although I'm not very physically fit as I used to be, I'll be real, but you know, 20 years ago, if I was like 20, years old, I would have been able to do it no problem. But I did struggle. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard. It was hard. So I hope you guys found this video to be a little bit informative. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try to do my best to answer them. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later.